you've been following RFK Jr. in the news lately, correct?
Yes.
Right. And, so I have some hope in America. So you and Janet and I, we've been talking about how important nutrition is for a long time. And you mentioned, how bad seed oils are. And, for the first time, we have a very prominent political figure that is standing up and saying big pharma and big food is corrupt and they're making our population in America sicker. I mean, I got to tell you, I always have hope because I just know who wins in the end. But this gives me hope that, really we're finally coming down to, Jan and I don't sound so crazy anymore when we tell our pharmacy colleagues, no, drugs are not the answer to most chronic disease. Oh, yeah, look at the studies on blood pressure and cholesterol and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, no, I don't care what studies say. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And people are getting sicker. What we're doing is not working. Mm-hmm. So we need to do something totally different. So I don't know if you can speak on that, what your thoughts are about, about the future of America, not just RFK Jr. necessarily, but just what we, how our food and big pharma has really corrupted and made our population sicker.
No, absolutely. I was actually just having this conversation with my dad earlier today. So it's funny that you should say this because exact conversation. And it was the same thing about having hope because it's almost like we just sweep all of this under the carpet. It's like it's right there in front of us. It's right there in front of us. And I don't want to say I'm guilty of it too, because I think that there's so many things that we do out of convenience, right? So we live in like a right now, we want it now kind of world, and everything is quick, fast, easy, on the go lifestyle, yada, yada. So whether it's anything down from, the EMFs that are coming off of our phones to the water we're drinking, the air we're breathing, and all of the crap that's put in our food, it's real. It's very real. I'll give you an example of walking. We were walking the dogs the other night, and the cornfield that's like diagonally across from the house is this huge field, and they were spraying it, which, I mean, it just smelled like a bottle of Roundup. Like it was just terrible. We're walking. We're like, I guess we should turn around right now. And we walked back and we're like, we're talking about it. And we were just talking about crops and how like that's all going into the ground, and my boyfriend has well water at his house. Like, so that getting sprayed diagonally across the street is going into the groundwater that's going into the well water. And it's like, well, what are we going to do? And that's a whole nother topic of itself of like, water and good source water. My favorite is hydrogen water. But taking things and taking it to the next level and saying like, that's just one water. The most abundant thing that we put in our body is tainted with toxins. We look at the different foods that we're eating, whether we're trying to eat products that, don't have gluten, something that causes so much inflammation, but it's like, is it the gluten or is it like I just said, the glyphosate and all the toxins that are in the wheat products that we are putting in the products that are just there. It's just anything with a wrapper on it has these toxins in it. And it's like, to some extent, this is what these are our options. And then even when we are eating things that are organic fruits and vegetables, things are wrapped in plastics, and it's just becoming the natural way of doing some stuff. This is how we do it. This is our food supply. And that's just like looking at it from like just not even scratching the surface to all of the terrible things that are out there that are really, really, garbagey things that people are eating, the foods in schools that kids are eating, all of these things. So, the fact that it's being brought to the regular mainstream so that people are seeing it and it's becoming a quote unquote political topic, I think that's huge. And it does give me hope. It's like, wow, it's like I talk about this stuff to people all the time. And a lot of times people look at me and roll their eyes and like I'm some kind of like woo woo weirdo, but, but it's real, and we can't keep turning, a blind eye to it. It's like, we wonder all the time, how many, did they say I forget this one study that they said about kids with autism, a study by like 2026, more than half of the population of children under the age of 5 will be diagnosed with some kind of spectrum disorder because of the toxins in the food that we're eating. And it's like, we just keep why is everybody getting cancer? Oh, F cancer this and blah, blah, blah. But like, look at what we're putting in our bodies. Like it's a wonder that more people don't have these issues,
Yeah, I agree.